The Philippine vice president publicly threatens to have the president assassinated. Trump's hush money sentencing is postponed indefinitely, judge says. Francis Le Monde comments as, Musk plays increasingly encumbering role in British.
Netherlands joins Germany in implementing extra border checks. Russia tells Israel to not even consider attacking Iranian nuclear facilities. TASS says. EU to implement the initiative to supply Ukraine with 1 million artillery shells by the end of the year.
After 2 decades, the long-awaited free, open-source Photoshop alternative finally enters release candidate testing. The transition from GIMP 2X to GIMP 3.0 was a monumental undertaking that took 2 decades to complete. Researchers have discovered a remarkable improvement in cooling efficiency by adding ceramic powder to liquid metal thermal paste, resulting in an impressive 72% increase in cooling performance. Pizza Hut has unveiled a groundbreaking pizza warmer that ingeniously utilizes the PlayStation 5's heat to maintain the perfect temperature for pizza.
Nearly 90 lawmakers call on Biden to sanction Israeli ultranationalist ministers. Elon Musk met with Iran's UN ambassador, Iranian officials say. In the U.S., Houston man charged with attempting to provide material support to ISIS.
Moderna and Novavax stocks slide after Trump nominates Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be top health official. Court hears New York Times case against European Commission over vaccine deal. Nearly 2 years ago, New York Times sues EU over von der Leyen's Pfizer texts. 3 years ago, New York Times reported how Europe sealed a Pfizer vaccine deal with texts and calls. One dead after attack on Brazil's Supreme Court. And judge investigating 2023 coup was court bomb target. Say Brazilian police. And Brazil authorities link bombing in the capital to extremist discourse.
World Court rules Armenia, Azerbaijan mutual discrimination cases can move forward. Norway apologizes to Sami, Forest Finns and Kvens for forced assimilation policy. U.S. State Department announces that Israel not in violation of U.S. law on humanitarian aid to Gaza.
Russian Navy warship carrying hypersonic missiles conducts drills in English Channel, state media says. Russia's Medvedev says Europe's leaders are escalating Ukraine conflict after Trump win.
October 7th activation of Hamas SIM cards are at heart of PMO investigations, announces a report. 1 year ago, it has been reported as New York Times investigation reports Israel knew about Hamas October 7th attack plan. 7 months ago, Netanyahu admits knowing of only few Israeli SIM cards activated by Hamas on October 7, contrary to earlier denial. Reportedly, Israel sees progress in Lebanon ceasefire talks, says Russia can help. 2 undersea cables in Baltic Sea cut. Germany and Finland fear sabotage. Sweden issues pamphlet telling citizens what to do if Russia attacks. Putin signs new Russian nuclear doctrine after Biden's arms decision for Ukraine. North Korean leader calls for expanding his nuclear forces in the face of alleged U.S. threats.
Pope Francis calls for investigation to determine if Israel's attacks in Gaza constitute genocide. Israel's conduct in Gaza consistent with characteristics of genocide, said in a UN report. Haaretz comments as, genocide or not, Israel is perpetrating war crimes in Gaza. Israel's army investigates if it breached international law by killing hundreds of Gazans.
EU grows increasingly convinced Russia is producing lethal drones in China. As EU to press China over drones for Russia, warns of consequences. Hamas officials booted by Qatar last week. Now hosted in Turkey, a diplomat says, Hamas political office has not moved to Turkey from Qatar, Turkish source says, as Turkish official denies that Hamas leaders booted from Qatar have moved there, says they're just visiting. Turkey can't be a mediator for any hostage deal, says Israeli sources. Washington Post comments that Russia wants the Kursk back before negotiations, but Ukraine is not willing to compromise. Zelensky emphasizes the importance of ensuring that the war ends next year through diplomacy. Meanwhile, a pro-Russia bill has sparked protests in the breakaway region of Georgia, where protesters stormed parliament in the Abkhazia region over the Russia deal.
Meanwhile, Japan's minister visits Ukraine to express mutual concern over the presence of North Korean troops. Ukrainian President Zelensky believes the war will end sooner with Trump in office, while also accusing German Chancellor Scholz of inadvertently opening a Pandora's box with Putin.
Dish lenders reject DirecTV debt deal on the eve of the deadline. In a significant development, the UK has approved new cables to Europe aimed at boosting wind power exports. On a different note, Italian police have successfully dismantled an art forgery ring, resulting in the seizure of over $200 million in counterfeit works by renowned artists such as Banksy and Picasso. In China, the Zhuhai Air Show commenced with orders for Comac and a tantalizing glimpse of a future spaceplane. Meanwhile, Sweden chose Embraer's cargo plane, while Brazil expressed its intention to acquire additional Saab fighters. Notably, Chinese Starlink, a rival to Elon Musk's project, swiftly entered the Brazilian market amidst the ongoing feud between the two tech moguls. The U.S. Treasury has imposed sanctions on Gazprom Bank and taken further measures to restrict Russia's access to the international financial system. In a separate development, Putin claimed that Russia had fired a hypersonic ballistic missile at Ukraine as a warning to the West. However, U.S. officials have refuted this claim, stating that Russia did not launch an ICBM at Ukraine, contradicting a statement made by Kyiv yesterday. Additionally, U.S. intelligence agencies have issued a warning to defense companies about the potential threat of Russian sabotage.
The International Criminal Court, ICC, has issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu, former Defense Minister Gallant, and former Hamas commander Mohammed Deif. In response to the ICC's move, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán announced that he would invite Netanyahu to Hungary. Additionally, Brazilian police have found evidence suggesting that former President Jair Bolsonaro was aware of a plot to assassinate former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. As a result, Brazilian police have indicted Bolsonaro and several of his aides for allegedly participating in a 2022 coup attempt. Furthermore, a Mexican cartel leader who had faked his own death to live a life of luxury in the United States has been arrested in California by federal officials.
Russia launches its first intercontinental ballistic missile at Ukraine, while the U.S. and its allies respond by closing their embassies in Ukraine in response to Russia's threats. Amidst escalating tensions, the Danish Navy successfully intercepted a Chinese ship suspected of damaging undersea cables, while Russia vehemently denies any involvement in cutting the Baltic Sea cables.
A new lawsuit alleges engine failure in Subaru and Toyota vehicles, including the BRZ, FRS 86, and GR 86 models, powered by their Boxer engines. Additionally, U.S. regulators are investigating potential engine failures in 1.4 million Hondas. Furthermore, Volkswagen has announced a significant investment of $5.8 billion in the EV startup Rivian through a strategic joint venture. China plans to reduce home buying taxes as part of its fiscal stimulus package. Additionally, Chinese firms have received an unexpected boost from the Trump election as merchandise orders have surged. Furthermore, China is on the verge of achieving a record $1 trillion trade surplus as Trump returns to office. On the other hand, the Bank of France has forecasted zero growth in the final months of the year.
Police foil Jew hunt in Belgium amid fears of copycat attacks, and Antwerp police arrest 5, as fears of a Jew hunt rise following calls to action on social media. FAA grounds all U.S. flights to Haiti after 2 planes were struck by gunfire. Investigators believe Wisconsin kayaker faked his own death before fleeing to Eastern Europe.
Qatari royals fight in UK court over 70-carat Idol's Eye diamond. The Hill reports as a list celebrity endorsements boomerang on Harris, Democrats, and comments Latino men just didn't want a woman president. New Zealand's leader formally apologizes to survivors of abuse in state and church care.
Meanwhile, Russia's gold reserves surpassed $200 billion for the first time. Additionally, a lawsuit alleges that Humpy the Whale, a mascot associated with FTX and Alameda, caused $1 billion in losses.
Trump 2.0, according to a recent report, may experience elevated bond yields, volatile equity markets, and a fluctuating bond market. In other news, Bloomberg reports that the total market value of all Rolex Submariner watches has surpassed the $50 billion mark. Additionally, CoinGecko reports that the cryptocurrency market capitalization has reached a record high of $3.2 trillion.
China reveals Mach 7 hypersonic weapon design that can deploy missiles, drones. China unveils long-range drone with 22,000 pounds payload power, 575 miles per hour speed. China advances in developing Death Star-like microwave weapon able to destroy satellites.
Volkswagen's Audi struggles to find a buyer for its Brussels site. Meanwhile, mainland China's tech giant Baidu applies to conduct autonomous vehicle trials in Hong Kong. Cadillac officially unveils its three-rows Vistic electric SUV, boasting an impressive range of 300 miles. Canadian minister says, "Not everyone is welcome," amidst Trump's migrant threat. Canada abolishes automatic 10 years multiple entry visas and tightens immigration regulations. Ontario Premier floats U.S. and Canada trade deal without Mexico. As Doug Ford criticizes Mexico as a backdoor for Chinese goods, proposes a Canada-U.S. free trade agreement. Mexico's economy chief suggests possible tariff retaliation against the U.S. The United Kingdom is on the verge of signing a free trade agreement with several Gulf countries, including Saudi Arabia. In parallel, Nigeria is actively seeking a $5 billion trade facility from Saudi Arabia. Notably, the longtime CEO of Innom is accompanying Saudi Arabia as the country scales back its ambitious megaprojects.
Bank of America strategists recommend investing in China and Europe before Trump's inauguration. Xi Jinping opens a large port in Peru, financed by China. Philippine forces conduct rehearsals for seizing islands in the South China Sea. Samsung unveils surprise $7 billion buyback as AI fears persist. Amazon launches fixed pricing for treatment of conditions such as hair loss. Hims and Hers stock drops 24%. Satire publication The Onion buys Alex Jones InfoWars at auction with Sandy Hook family's backing.
Trump team hostile to Chagos deal, claims Farage. 1 month ago it had been reported as, U.S. Republicans fear UK Chagos Islands deal will boost China. 2 weeks ago, The Independent reports Farage-inspired bid to persuade Trump to veto Starmer's Chagos Islands deal. Germany's Scholz to request vote of confidence in December. Italy's president sharply rebukes Elon Musk over comments on X about migration court rulings 2 days ago. Albania migrant case judges need to go, says Musk.
Apple unveils AI-powered Final Cut Pro 11, an advanced video editing software that promises to revolutionize the industry. In a bold move to compete with Temu and Shine, Amazon launches its own discount store called Haul. This store offers an impressive range of products at incredibly low prices, with items ranging from $1 earrings to $8 leggings. Meanwhile, IBM unveils its latest quantum chip, boasting a remarkable 156 qubits. This groundbreaking chip promises to be a significant advancement in scientific research, offering a remarkable 50 times faster processing power compared to its predecessor.
Meta is embroiled in an antitrust trial that could potentially lead to the separation of Instagram and WhatsApp. In a separate development, Apple is being sued in the UK for allegedly monopolizing the iCloud market, with the compensation claim amounting to a staggering $3.8 billion. Additionally, a lawsuit filed against TSMC in Arizona sheds light on alleged anti-American workplace practices within the company.
Xpeng's flying car, priced at $280K USD, successfully completed its public flight and garnered over 2,000 orders. In a separate development, Byte is set to make its mark in the South Korean market by launching at least 3 passenger vehicles in 2025. Notably, Jaguar has decided to discontinue the production of new cars in the UK in anticipation of its complete transition to electric vehicles.
TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, has seen its valuation rise to approximately $300 billion. In contrast, the S&P 500's dividend yield has reached its lowest point in over 2 decades. Additionally, according to AP sources, the popular sports talk show, Inside the NBA, will be airing on both ESPN and ABC as part of a settlement between Warner Bros. Discovery, WBD, and the National Basketball Association, NBA. In the United Kingdom, the technology firm Palantir engaged in a conversation with the Minister of Justice regarding the computation of prisoners' reoffending risks. Additionally, a study revealed that consumers are actively disinterested in products that incorporate artificial intelligence.
Kamala Harris campaign never paid. millions for celebrity endorsements, former advisor insists. Argentina orders arrest of Brazilian Bolsonaro supporters over 2023 coup bid. India's PM Modi leaves for Nigeria, Brazil, and Guyana. Operator of Helix Darknet cryptocurrency mixer, which was highly sought after by online drug dealers sentenced in money laundering conspiracy involving hundreds of millions of dollars. The daughters of Malcolm X sue the CIA, FBI, and NYPD over the civil rights leader's assassination, as Malcolm X's estate alleges DOJ, FBI, CIA, NYPD played role in events leading to assassination. U.S. returns over 1,400 looted artifacts worth $10 million to India.
In the U.S., the Department of Justice is pushing Google to sell Chrome to break the search monopoly. Google is reportedly planning to transform Chrome OS into Android to better compete with the iPad. Additionally, NVIDIA is accelerating Google's quantum AI processor design by simulating quantum device physics as part of its collaboration with Google to develop quantum computing processors. Indian police apprehend the suspect in the $230 million WazirX cryptocurrency exchange hack. Burglars break into the Royal Windsor Castle estate, which houses Princess Kate and family, and steal vehicles. A man suspected of supplying small boats for migrant crossings across the Channel is arrested at Amsterdam airport.
Israeli president reportedly cancelled COP29 trip because Turkey denied airspace. Argentina seizes large arsenal of Nazi weapons and Hitler-era memorabilia. Netanyahu aide leaked classified document to influence public opinion on hostage negotiations, court says.
Regulations. RFK Jr. is pictured with a McDonald's burger, while Trump Jr. proclaims, "Make America Healthy Again begins tomorrow." Billionaire media moguls unite to invest in France's oldest journalism school. In a meeting with Biden, China's Xi cautions U.S. to make the wise choice to keep relations stable. Brazil's First Lady insults Elon Musk at G20 social event, and with "they are going to lose the next election." Elon Musk hits back after Brazil's First Lady uses F-word for him. Moody's downgrades Mexican government's outlook to negative over weakening of judiciary and debt. India's second wealthiest person, Gautam Adani, has been charged by the U.S. with $250 million in bribery. U.S. charged billionaire Adani with defrauding investors, concealing a plan to bribe Indian officials, and GQG Partners, an Adani investor, shares experienced their worst day following Adani's indictment. Additionally, a report reveals that over half of non-retired U.S. adults anticipate relying on Social Security for their retirement. Furthermore, an audit sheds light on Boeing's practices, showing that the company marked up soap dispensers by an astonishing 8,000% and incurred $1 million in overcharges for the Air Force.
The U.S. has vetoed a UN resolution aimed at establishing a ceasefire in Gaza, citing concerns that it may not guarantee the release of hostages. In response, Hamas has reiterated its refusal to engage in a hostage for prisoner swap with Israel unless the ongoing conflict in Gaza comes to an end. Additionally, the Senate has rejected Sanders-backed proposals intended to prevent arms sales to Israel. The White House has accused Democrats who oppose providing weapons to Israel of inadvertently aiding Hamas.
Solution to the ongoing conflict. Ukraine launches several U.S.-produced longer-range missiles into Russia for the first time. The Financial Times reports that a Chinese vessel has identified the location where the Baltic Sea cables were severed. Jaguar, the renowned British luxury vehicle manufacturer, has unveiled a novel advertisement that eschews the conventional car imagery. Lucasfilm officially confirms the release of Star Wars Visions Volume 3, with the premiere slated for 2025. In a significant development, China's space sale aims to challenge Elon Musk's Starlink in Brazil, as Brazil concludes an agreement with the Chinese Starlink competitor, SpaceSale.
Forbes reports that Chinese tech companies are establishing AI teams in Silicon Valley. Supermicro is hiring a new auditor to maintain its Nasdaq listing, resulting in a 37% increase in shares. The Wall Street Journal comments that the Biden administration is racing to deliver chip grants before Trump takes office.
Senior North Korean general wounded in recent Ukrainian strike, Western officials report. Ukraine claims that a new Oreshnik missile fired by Russia traveled faster than Mach 11. A Norwegian guard at the U.S. Embassy in Oslo was arrested over allegations of spying for Russia and Iran.
EU regulators abandoned their investigation into Apple's e-book rules after the complaint was withdrawn, as the Apple e-books antitrust investigation concluded, likely due to its irrelevance. Meanwhile, Netflix subpoenas Discord to identify the alleged leaker of Arcane and Squid Game. In the U.S., the Supreme Court dismissed Facebook's appeal in a shareholder lawsuit stemming from the Cambridge Analytica data breach.
Below $200,000 can expect to attend MIT tuition-free starting in 2025. In a related development, Berkeley coding professor says, even graduates with 4.0 GPA can't find jobs. Additionally, a study has revealed that Z Library, one of the largest shadow libraries on the Internet, assists students in overcoming academic poverty.
New data reveals a slowdown in the growth of mobile Internet users. Gray key tool employed by law enforcement can only partially unlock iOS 18 devices. Google utilizes millions of phones to map Earth's ionosphere and enhance GPS.
A survey reveals that nearly half of Muslim students at California universities have experienced harassment. Additionally, 4 University of Rochester students were arrested for distributing wanted posters targeting Jewish staff members.
Howard Lutnick, the Wall Street banker at Tether, has been chosen by Trump as the commerce chief, not the Treasury Secretary. Coinbase is considering delisting WBTC as Justin Sun gains influence over the protocol and launches its own wrapped Bitcoin token. Additionally, a Shanghai court has ruled that holding virtual currency solely as an individual is not illegal in itself.
Trump's media company is reportedly in talks to acquire Bakkt, a cryptocurrency platform. In parallel, Goldman Sachs is reportedly considering spinning out its digital assets technology platform. Notably, a recent report suggests that 1 in 9 Swiss investors have invested in cryptocurrency assets. 18 states sue SEC, Gensler, commissioners in historic crypto regulation battle. Ilya Lichtenstein, the Bitfinex hacker, was sentenced to prison for participating in a money laundering conspiracy involving billions of dollars. This conviction resulted from the theft of approximately 120,000 Bitcoin through a hack and subsequent theft of stolen cryptocurrency. Trump's victory is expected to break the impasse in the filing of exotic U.S. crypto ETFs.
Polymarket is under investigation by the Department of Justice for allegedly being used by U.S. traders. South Korean police arrest 215 individuals in connection with a suspected $228 million cryptocurrency scam. Crypto market capitalization reaches a record high of $3.1 trillion, potentially surpassing France's gross domestic product (GDP) in the near future. In a significant development, former Alameda co-CEO Sam Trabucco has agreed to forfeit a substantial amount of $70 million, a luxurious yacht, and several apartments as compensation to FTX creditors. Additionally, an ant-backed credit rating firm has secured approval from the central bank in China after a 3-year wait.
Apple is embroiled in a legal battle with a Chinese developer, echoing the Fortnite case. Meanwhile, Amazon is reportedly developing driver eyeglasses to reduce delivery times. Additionally, China's Baidu is joining Meta in the race to create AI-powered smart glasses.
Smotrich says, Trump's victory and opportunity to apply sovereignty in the West Bank. Former Trump aides warn Israeli ministers not to assume he'll back annexation in second term. Saudi Crown Prince says Israel committing genocide in Gaza. Thai government warns of possible attack on Israelis at Kofang Full Moon Party.
Taiwan considers big U.S. defense purchases as overture to Donald Trump. New York Times reports as Trump plans series of executive orders for day one. Susie Wiles tells donors. The Hill reports as Trump has big plans for day one on immigration, energy and more. Trump borders R says administration will conduct workplace immigration raids. U.S. may support global surveillance treaty hated by everyone but authoritarian governments.
NBC reports as FBI Director Christopher Wray is preparing for a possible forced exit under Trump. Decision Desk HQ projects Republicans will retain U.S. House majority. Elon Musk's PAC spent an estimated $200 million to help elect Trump, AP source says. Reportedly, Trump media is considering launching a cryptocurrency payment service. In the U.S., the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau (CFPB) is expanding its oversight of digital payment services, including Apple Pay, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. Additionally, the UK is committed to delivering a comprehensive cryptocurrency regulation framework by early 2025.
Huawei developing SSD tape hybrid amid U.S. tech restrictions. As Huawei develops massive 72 terabytes SSD tape hybrid storage device, first-generation MedDrive targets warm and cold storage. Britain to revive nuclear fuel production for defense. Denmark signs contracts to purchase $629 million worth of Ukrainian-made weapons for the Ukrainian troops.
USJ report as Trump draft executive order would create board to purge generals, and Trump says he will nominate anti-woke Fox News host Pete Hegseth for defense secretary. Incoming Trump admin is eyeing new immigrant detention centers near major U.S. cities. Lighthizer and his allies lay groundwork for Trump's massive new tariffs.
Louisiana law requiring the Ten Commandments in schools is unconstitutional, judge rules. Harriet Tubman honored for her military service on Veterans Day nearly 160 years later. Abu Ghraib detainees awarded $42 million. Jury holds military contractor responsible for contributing to torture.
Left-wing conspiracy theorists claim Elon Musk used satellites to steal U.S. election, as Blue Anon conspiracy theories explode, where liberals confront another Trump term. Reportedly, South Korean president takes up golf again to forge a bond with Trump. Germany sets early election date for February, after collapse of the ruling coalition. Judge delays decision on tossing Trump's hush money conviction. In a recent announcement, India's External Affairs Minister, Jay Shankar, stated that India is on track to achieve a $100 billion trade surplus with Russia well before the previously set target of 2030.
Biden finalizes a $6.6 billion grant to TSMC before Trump returns. Washington Times reports that Trump expected to criticize Biden's AI agenda and pledged to eliminate Biden's AI regulations. OpenAI is anticipating a significant infusion of funding. Additionally, U.S. regulators are planning to investigate Microsoft's cloud business.
Trump picks Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. Matt Gaetz just resigned from Congress, ending a probe into sexual misconduct and drug use. FT reports as Kamala Harris ditched Joe Rogan podcast interview over progressive backlash fears. LA Times owner says Harris's stance on Gaza war contributed to non-endorsement. Plans editorial board revamp.
In the days following Trump's victory, in a separate news item, Oprah clarified that she didn't accept a personal fee for hosting the Harris event. Boris Johnson cautioned Trump's advisors, who are enthusiastic about Putin, to refrain from whispering absolute nonsense into his ear. The former UK Prime Minister also expressed concern about the Republican Party's homosexual fascination with Vladimir Putin.
Sarah Palin and New York Times have explored settlement as judge sets defamation retrial. Advertisers set to return to X as they seek favor with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Trump names Elon Musk to lead government efficiency drive. Trump expected to try to halt TikTok ban, allies say.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. reveals plans to fire 600 federal health workers. Melania Trump declines to meet with Jill Biden at White House, citing Mar-a-Lago raid, claims a source. Former top NC political donor Lindbergh pleads guilty in $2 billion fraud.
BSA sends tech policy recommendations to Trump transition, on AI innovation to ensure U.S. leadership, promoting government use of technology, reforming cybersecurity regulations to avoid overlap and making new deals with global partners. Silicon Valley investors Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz celebrate Trump's win as a boot off the throat. Reuters reports that Trump's transition team aims to kill Biden EV tax credit.
Trump expected to shake up White House briefing room. Editor-in-chief of Scientific American resigns following expletive-filled rant against Trump voters. Meta fined €798 million by EU in antitrust case over ads. NATO jets scrambled after Russian planes seen off Norway and over Baltic Sea, not adhering to international norms. Donald Trump pledges to end Russia-Ukraine war. Focus on West Asia peace. Ukraine can't trademark Russian warship. Go F***K yourself. EU court rules.
Assumed the Harris campaign's finances. New York Times comments as viewers flee MSNBC and flock to Fox News in wake of election. Fox News comments with no Trump bump. MSNBC hemorrhaging viewers since Election Day, sheds more than half of primetime audience. Trump threatens New York Times, Penguin Random House over critical coverage. 2 weeks ago, Trump sues CBS for $10 billion alleging its editing of Harris' interview is election interference. Amazon was questioned by a House China committee over dangerous and unwise TikTok partnership. Google will stop serving political advertising in the EU ahead of new regulation in October 2025. First draft of the General-Purpose AI Code of Practice published, written by independent experts for European Commission, which will be discussed with around 1,000 stakeholders.
Reuters announces that the U.S. bank regulation under Trump is in doubt, while digital assets rise and consumer setbacks are expected. Bloomberg advises readers to pay close attention to their credit card balances under Trump 2.0. CNBC warns that Trump 2.0 could be detrimental to global inflation, according to analysts. Politico comments that the Biden economy is about to receive a new salesman in the form of Donald Trump. She warns against going back in history as Trump tariffs loom, and China is prepared to retaliate if Donald Trump increases tariffs, according to a former PBOC official.
Israel reportedly destroyed an active nuclear weapons research facility in Iran, according to officials. The Wall Street Journal reported that Iran had informed the United States that it would not attempt to harm former President Donald Trump. Additionally, Apple has removed the US-funded Radio Free Europe app from Russia. Elon Musk's AI has turned against him, labeling him as one of the most significant spreaders of misinformation on X. Meanwhile, the owner of LA Times is reportedly seeking recruits similar to Scott Jennings to balance the publication's political leanings. Additionally, Vanity Fair has reported that MAGA influencers are actively pursuing top jobs in Trump's White House. Following Trump's election, some influencers have openly expressed their support for him.
Statement audit. The auditors have discovered that the Pentagon's books lack the necessary financial data to account for spending for the 7th consecutive year. On a different note, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is seeking high IQ revolutionaries willing to work 80 hours a week for free. The New Republic warns that Trump's new oligarchy is about to unleash unimaginable corruption.
Trump's team skips FBI background checks for some cabinet picks. Ocasio-Cortez comments as Gabbard nomination is a pro-war nomination globally. Salon comments as Trump trolls GOP with cabinet picks. The point is to bring Republicans to heel, but it may backfire. New York Times comments as Trump takes on the pillars of the deep state.
Trump signals a seismic shift, shocking the Washington establishment, as Department of Justice and FBI officials reach out to lawyers as potential Trump revenge prosecutions loom. Trump names Brendan Carr, senior GOP leader at FCC, to lead the agency. CISA Director Jen Easterly, to depart on Inauguration Day.
Biden and Xi agree that humans should control nuclear arms, not the AI, while Wall Street bankers see a lucrative opportunity in the $1 trillion AI hype. In other news, the Philippines and the United States have signed a military intelligence sharing deal. Biden has authorized Ukraine to use U.S.-supplied longer-range missiles for more extensive strikes inside Russia.
Trump appoints Chris Wright, CEO of a fracking firm, as the new energy secretary. Meanwhile, Xi Jinping announces that China is ready to collaborate with Trump to improve relations. The Washington Examiner comments as, Joe Biden is finally at peace.
Courts Martial. Unheard comments as, Gladiator 2 is the perfect film for America's declining empire. Elon Musk's ex-court files notice in Alex Jones' InfoWars bankruptcy case. As Alex Jones is trying to halt the sale of InfoWars, Elon Musk's ex just got involved in the case. Reportedly, NASA insiders are pushing Elon Musk to end costly DEI spending.
Democrats have outspent Republicans on the airwaves since Harris entered race, but GOP is poised for late push. Bloomberg comments as, political ads can't buy the presidency. Sylvester Stallone calls Trump the second George Washington in Mar-a-Lago warm-up speech. Reportedly, U.S. Muslims who back Trump upset by his pro-Israel nominees.
Donald Trump appoints Dr. Oz to oversee Medicare and Medicaid, Linda McMahon for Education, and Lutnick for Commerce. Meanwhile, Donald Trump witnesses the SpaceX launch with Elon Musk, but the test flight deviates from its intended course. Additionally, Donald Trump urges J.D. Vance to bolster support for Matt Gaetz amidst mounting misconduct allegations.
U.S. and China Economic and Security Review Commission pushes Manhattan Project-style AI initiative. U.S. shuts Kyiv embassy over significant air attack threat. IDF finding far more Russian arms in Hezbollah's possession than expected, claimed in a report. Trump's pick for FCC chair has vowed crackdown on big tech censorship. New York Post comment says, Trump FCC pick Brendan Carr as the free speech fighter to take on big tech censorship regime. Fortune comment says, Trump's pick for FCC chair wants to eliminate the law shielding social media companies from legal consequences for posts on their platforms. Reportedly, Brendan Carr wrote the FCC chapter in Project 2025. Young Americans rely on social media influencers for news, Pew says. MSNBC comment says, Biden should order background checks of Trump's cabinet picks.
Trump confirms his declaration of a national emergency to enable the military to deport migrants. Meanwhile, MSNBC's Morning Joe hosts Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski meet with Trump in an attempt to secure a new approach to coverage. Additionally, Queen of Polling Jan Seltzer resigns after a survey conducted in Iowa fell short by 16 points.
Politico comments that Republicans suddenly believe the economy is great and that the election wasn't rigged. Elon Musk's Twitter platform, X, is reportedly being tweaked to promote Trump, according to a study. The New York Times reports that Donald Trump is already beginning to fail.
Brazil's police have arrested 5 individuals suspected of being involved in a plot to assassinate President Lula. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is reportedly considering establishing a new role for cryptocurrency within the White House. Additionally, the number of conflict zones worldwide has increased by 2/3 since 2021, surpassing 6 million square kilometers.
Poll reveals that the majority of Democrats support Harris as their preferred candidate for the next presidential nomination. Additionally, there have been reports of Tesla owners purchasing an unusually large quantity of bumper stickers that criticize Elon Musk. Furthermore, Musk and Ramaswamy have proposed the termination of remote work for federal employees and the implementation of mass layoffs,
criticizing the country's prolonged junta rule, according to state television. In the United States, House Speaker Johnson announced a policy barring transgender women from using Capitol bathrooms on Trans Day of Remembrance. Trans U.S. Representative-elect Sarah McBride responded to the ban by stating, "I'm not here to fight about bathrooms." Salon commented on the incident, noting that Mike Johnson's response to the election of a transgender lawmaker was to ban her from Capitol bathrooms.
Allegedly, intelligence sources claim that Russia has a plan to divide Ukraine into 3 separate entities. Ukraine launched UK Storm Shadow cruise missiles into Russia, a day after using US ATACMS. The Biden administration is considering forgiving $4.7 billion in loans to Ukraine, and Biden has approved the use of anti-personnel mines in Ukraine, reversing his previous stance.
The United States has recognized Venezuela's opposition candidate as the newly elected president, despite the disputed election that took place months ago. Additionally, it has been confirmed that Donald Trump did not secure a majority of the votes cast for president. Furthermore, the White House has stated that the United States will not alter its nuclear posture in response to Russia lowering its threshold for nuclear war.
The Philippine vice president publicly threatens to have the president assassinated. Trump's hush money sentencing is postponed indefinitely, judge says. Francis Lemond comments as, Musk plays increasingly encumbering role in British politics.
Reportedly, a proposed climate tax on cryptocurrency mining is gaining traction. For months ago, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) issued a report stating that carbon emissions from artificial intelligence (AI) and cryptocurrency are surging, and tax policy can play a crucial role in addressing this issue. Additionally, Polymarket has blocked French users amid regulatory scrutiny over a $80 million Trump election bet. Furthermore, Revolut is set to launch a range of financial services, including mortgages, smart ATMs, and business credit products. Gallup reports as gun ownership rates have spiked among Republican women. Biden awards Medal of Freedom to former Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards. Anti-transgender laws cause up to 72% increase in suicide attempts among transgender and non-binary youth, study shows.
Delta CEO asserts that the Trump administration will reverse the government's perceived overreach during the Biden administration. Bezos responds to Musk's assertion that Trump would lose. Reuters reports that Amazon is likely to face an investigation under EU tech regulations next year, according to sources. Additionally, the Texas Attorney General has initiated an investigation into an advertising group that Elon Musk sued for allegedly boycotting X.
Maternal stress has been associated with an increased risk of early-onset epilepsy in children. Regular exercise has been shown to reduce the severity of hangovers. A recent study conducted by Baylor University found that an additional 46 minutes of sleep can enhance gratitude and resilience. Additionally, a new imaging technique has unveiled a detailed 3D map of the brain's blood flow.
Matter might live in a dense haze around stellar corpses. Hiker discovers 280 million years old fossils predating dinosaurs in Alps as ecosystem that predates the dinosaurs uncovered in the Alps by melting snow, storms, floods, landslides associated with intimate partner violence against women 2 years later.
Missing link found in ancient rocks of Colorado show that snowball Earth really happened. Global CO2 emissions to hit record high in 2024, report says. Extraordinary. Burial of ancient Egyptian governor's daughter discovered in a coffin within another coffin. Plastic-eating mealworms native to Africa have been discovered. Additionally, a glowing mystery mollusk has been found in the ocean's midnight zone. Furthermore, exposure to constant artificial light disrupts honeybee sleep patterns and alters their sleep rhythms.
The world's largest active volcano exhibited warning signs before erupting in 2022. Pangaea Ultima, the next supercontinent, may lead to the extinction of mammals in the far future.
Genetic heritage of Jaman hunter-gatherers is associated with higher body mass index in contemporary Japanese individuals. A prospective analysis of personal light exposure in over 88,000 individuals reveals a correlation between brighter nights and increased mortality risk. Surprisingly, intense cold exposure may actually improve sleep quality, as demonstrated by a recent study.
Extra sleepiness during the day could be a sign of predementia, according to a recent study. Additionally, Elon Musk's Neuralink has received approval to commence a trial involving brain chips in Canada. Furthermore, a study claims that 53% of U.S. adults are eligible for Ozempic and Wegovy.
Birds, with their brains dating back to the age of dinosaurs, hold the key to unlocking the roots of avian intelligence. A remarkable Cretaceous bird discovered in Brazil provides valuable insights into the evolution of the avian skull and brain. In a groundbreaking discovery, scientists have unveiled the shape of a single photon for the first time using a novel computer model. This revelation sheds light on the intricate structure of light particles and their interactions with matter. Furthermore, evidence suggests that air, often overlooked as a source of nutrients, can actually provide essential vitamins when inhaled. This discovery expands our understanding of the nutritional composition of the environment and the potential benefits of inhaling certain substances.
As revealed by a Chinese rover, a study demonstrates that pre-sleep training combined with sensory cues can induce lucid dreaming. Maintaining a healthy weight may be challenging due to the memory of obesity stored in fat cells.
Scientists discover laser light can cast a shadow. A research questions standard theory of how galaxies formed in early universe, as the oldest galaxies are large and bright, supporting alternative gravity theory, and James Webb Space Telescope finds stunning evidence for alternate theory of gravity. A study claims, the brain summons deep sleep for healing from life-threatening injury.
China's hackers allegedly stole surveillance data from telecom companies, according to the U.S. AMD plans to reduce its global workforce by 4% to prioritize AI chip development. The demand for liquid cooling is expected to increase as NVIDIA prepares to launch its next-generation AI chips. Ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz, stolen by a former mobster, are being auctioned for $800,000. Meanwhile, Now and Then, the Beatles' last song, enhanced with AI, has secured 2 Grammy nominations. French news titles are suing X for allegedly using their content without compensation. The Blair Witch Project, finally released in the format its filmmakers intended, is a significant milestone. Denzel Washington announces his final role before retirement in Black Panther 3. Lena Dunham is set to write a movie about Sam Bankman-Fried for Apple.
My Chemical Romance has announced their highly anticipated 2025 The Black Parade Stadium Tour. In other exciting news, car enthusiasts can now own a Batmobile for a cool $3 million. Additionally, YouTube is testing a new feature that allows select creators to remix songs using AI.
As fishing routes for the ancestors of the ancient Maya. Additionally, a Neanderthal adhesive manufacturing site has been discovered within a cave in Gibraltar. Furthermore, astronomers have successfully captured the first close-up image of a star located beyond the Milky Way, providing a glimpse of a supergiant star enveloped in a gas cocoon.
ESPN testing generative AI avatar facts to break down complex analytics for fans. Christmas arrives early at Starbucks in Japan with new Mary Cream Frappuccino. Half-Life 2 is for free on Steam on its 20th anniversary.
Sega has delisted over 60 classic games from virtual stores, including Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi. Visitors to London's National Portrait Gallery will be serenaded by a 6-hour version of Champagne Supernova. UFC will unveil new gloves designed to reduce eye pokes.
Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz are thrust into spy work in the trailer for Netflix's Back in Action. Meanwhile, Jake Paul emerges victorious in a highly anticipated fight against Mike Tyson, and the Netflix Rumble proves to be an intense and grueling 8-round battle. Additionally, fans of the iconic group Boyz II Men can anticipate the release of both a movie biopic and a documentary that delves into their remarkable journey and music legacy. Under Paris 2, Netflix developing sequel to French shark movie with Bérénice Bejo returning.
Spotify's plans for AI-generated music, podcasts, and recommendations, according to its co-president, CTO, and CPO Gustav Soderstrom. YouTube prepares to launch Jewel's live stream gifting process. It has been commented as YouTube Jewels look like they were ripped straight out of the Reddit Gold playbook. The Wall Street Journal is testing AI article summaries. Björk collaborated with an AI to create an unsettling soundtrack for a hotel lobby. Björk announces immersive auditory experience in Paris to raise awareness about the environment. Mark Zuckerberg collaborated with T-Pain on a remix of Get Low, and there are reports that Mark Zuckerberg serenaded wife with a painful rap remix. German music rights group Gemma is suing OpenAI for unlicensed song lyrics in ChatGPT. Magritte's painting sells for a record-breaking $121 million. Italy recaptures Etruscan artifacts worth $8.5 million. Hello Kitty celebrates its 50th anniversary with a Kate Spade New York collaboration. Los Angeles declares itself an immigration sanctuary and enacts a sanctuary city ordinance to prepare for potential mass deportations under Trump. Texas offers Star County Ranch to Trump for mass deportation plans. Spain plans to legalize approximately 300,000 illegal immigrants annually for the next 3 years. In the U.S., a militia group reportedly threatens the military and claims that the government orchestrated the North Carolina hurricane. Netflix and Meta were sued over quid pro quo to neutralize Facebook Watch's video service. Tucker Carlson's new show became the most popular on Apple Podcasts in 2024. Instagram is allowing users to reset their content recommendations.
New York priest who allowed Sabrina Carpenter to film provocative music video stripped of duties. Video shows white orb UFO off Kuwait coast, U.S. congressional hearing told. Beyoncé is set to make a splash at Netflix's upcoming NFL debut, aiming to capitalize on the popularity of mega events. Meanwhile, the highly anticipated spin-off of Dune, aptly called New Game of Thrones, has garnered a massive following after its captivating first episode. Additionally, WWE's Monday Night Raw will make its Netflix debut on January 6, exclusively in Los Angeles.
Reuters reports that Huawei intends to mass-produce its latest AI chip in early 2025, despite the U.S.'s restrictions. It has been suggested that AI and other emerging technologies might lead to a resurgence in analog computing. Additionally, OpenAI is contemplating a move to challenge Google by launching a browser. South Korea asserts that K-pop stars are not considered workers and do not have access to labor rights. Airbnb unveils a gladiatorial experience after dark within the Colosseum. Ariana Grande officially takes the lead in predicting Oscar winners for Wicked.
Model, R1 Lite preview, has garnered significant attention by outperforming OpenAI's O1 performance. In a separate development, the Swiss Church has unveiled an AI version of Jesus, designed to assist individuals seeking spiritual guidance and solace during confessionals. Additionally, spine-chilling screams associated with Aztec sacrifice rituals, linked to the infamous death whistle, have been unearthed, evoking a sense of intrigue and unease.
Netflix declared the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight as the most streamed sporting event ever. Despite gains in its competitors, Twitch still holds a significant 82% of streaming hours. Additionally, Visa has recognized creators as small businesses. Comcast plans to spin off its cable networks as subscribers abandon the bundled package. Meanwhile, half of young Norwegians consider online piracy a legitimate means of saving money. Additionally, Disney reports that Deadpool and Wolverine garnered an impressive 19.4 million views within its first 6 days on streaming platforms.
Apple is reportedly planning to release its own smart home camera with AI features in 2026. Additionally, Apple has been instructed by the European Union to cease geo-blocking services like the App Store. Furthermore, Apple has collaborated with major airlines like Delta and United to utilize AirTags and Find My technology for luggage tracking.
Ecosia and Quint, two European search engines, collaborate to create an index that aims to reduce the reliance on big tech. In a separate development, Facebook and Instagram are offering a subscription service in Europe that provides users with the option to access their platforms without ads. Additionally, Alphabet's Waymo has successfully launched robotaxi rides in Los Angeles. Following the successful implementation in San Francisco, the company has expressed its intention to expand its services to more cities in the future. Donkey Kong Country revealed, coming to Super Nintendo World Japan in 2024. Ubisoft sued for shutting down the crew. Microsoft is planning to phase out Windows 11's mail and calendar apps by the end of this year.
In a significant security breach, a hacker has leaked employee data from various prominent companies, including Amazon, McDonald's, HSBC, HP, and potentially over 1,000 other organizations. Nokia has confirmed that the leaked data includes third-party code, but their own data remains safe. The DDoS site DStat.cc has been seized, and 2 suspects have been apprehended in Germany.
Owned by the Beatles, breaks records by selling for a staggering $1.27 million at an auction. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars collaborate on a duet titled Die With a Smile, achieving the remarkable feat of becoming the fastest song to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify. Samsung XR glasses have Ray-Ban Meta specs with more features, seemingly no display. Xiaomi smart glasses in the works, expected release set for Q2 2025. Razer says its new AI tool analyzes in minutes how products impact the planet, as Razer, a big vendor of gaming gear, makes an unexpected new pitch with selling AI tech to businesses.
X sues to block California law targeting election-related deepfakes on social media. RSF, Reporters Without Borders presses criminal charges against X, formerly Twitter, for its participation in identity theft and spreading disinformation. Elon Musk accuses Microsoft and XAI of involvement in a lawsuit against OpenAI.
Project aimed at developing a fertility tracker. Google conducts a limited-scale test by withdrawing news content from European publishers. The Guardian terminates its association with the X social media platform, citing instances of racism and the spread of conspiracy theories.
Klarna prepares for U.S. initial public offering, valuation recovering from decline. Comac announces Air China as the initial customer for the C929 widebody jet. In the U.S., millions of job seekers face potential risks due to the leakage of private data by a recruitment firm. Square Enix apologizes for the mishap in the hairstyle competition winner's submission for Final Fantasy XIV, which was due to technical limitations such as the polygon count. Fall Guys is launching on mobile devices via the Epic Games Store. Amazon is discontinuing Freevee, its ad-supported video streaming service.
Nintendo cross-referenced Reddit posts and hardware repair records to identify a Switch pirate. Coca-Cola unveiled an AI-driven Holidays Are Coming campaign. Disney expanded its CEO search to include candidates from outside the company, such as AI's Andrew Wilson. Tesla has the highest fatal accident rate of all auto brands, study finds. 1 year ago also, Tesla has the highest accident rate of any auto brand. Hertz loses $2 billion, largely because of electric cars. Reportedly, Hertz's Tesla fire sale continues as depreciation costs mount. Reuters reports that China battery giant CATL would build U.S. plant if Trump allows it. Tesla's 4,680 battery cell will never be successful, says CATL chairman.
GitHub projects targeted with malicious commits to frame researcher. Financially motivated Chinese threat actor Silk Spectre targeting Black Friday shoppers. In the U.S., FTC announces that reports of unwanted telemarketing calls down more than 50% since 2021.
Of 35. In Hong Kong, Chinese cardinal calls for sinicization of church in China. In the U.S., T-Mobile hacked in massive Chinese breach of telecom networks.
Blue Sky asserts that it won't train AI on user-generated content. As Blue Sky gains traction, Threads commences testing custom feeds. Valuations of Elon Musk's SpaceX and xAI are poised to experience significant growth in upcoming deals.
AMD-powered El Capitan has surpassed all other supercomputers in the world, achieving an impressive performance of 1.7 exaflops. This remarkable feat places it at the top of the top 500 list, while the fastest Intel machine has fallen to third place. In a groundbreaking development, New Zealand has joined the race for nuclear fusion with a unique approach. The country achieved a historic milestone by successfully creating a plasma with a levitated dipole nuclear reactor. Furthermore, the world's largest green hydrogen plant is on track for its launch in Saudi Arabia in 2026. The CEO of the project has expressed confidence in its ability to contribute significantly to the country's energy transition.
The Library of Congress reported that hackers gained access to its emails containing information from lawmakers' offices. Ransom Hub disclosed that a cyber attack in Mexico resulted in the exfiltration of 313 gigabytes of data. Additionally, the American Neighborhood Mortgage Acceptance Company, known as AnnieMac, is currently under investigation for a data breach that affected over 171,000 customers.
Apple is offering a $100 million incentive to Indonesia to lift its ban on the iPhone 16. Foxconn has instructed Indian recruiters to remove the marital status requirement from job advertisements for iPhones. Additionally, iCloud backups will be discontinued for iPhones running iOS 8 and older.
Views online fraud and scams advisory, and Google warns of rising cloaking scams, AI-driven fraud, and crypto schemes. NSO Group exploited WhatsApp to install Pegasus spyware even after Meta's lawsuit, as 1,400 Pegasus spyware infections detailed in WhatsApp's lawsuit filings. Google is developing a new feature called Shielded Email that allows users to create aliases, similar to Apple's Hide My Email. Additionally, there are rumors that Apple might launch a new version of the AirTag in 2025, equipped with enhanced security features. Furthermore, China has unveiled a design for a reusable cargo shuttle that will be used to transport supplies to the Xiangong space station.
Microsoft unveils its integration of Windows 11 with Meta Quest headsets, enabling seamless streaming of your PC within virtual reality. Additionally, a new Windows 11 recovery tool is introduced, empowering admins to remotely troubleshoot and fix unbootable devices. Furthermore, Microsoft introduces the Windows 365 Link, a compact mini PC that streams Windows from the cloud. This device embodies Microsoft's vision of a PC designed solely for connecting users to their cloud-based computers. Microsoft's new AI agents support 1,800 models. Reportedly, nearly 70% of the Fortune 500 now rely on Microsoft 365 Copilot. Microsoft and Atom Computing are also making progress in quantum computing, taking orders for a fault-tolerant quantum computer with 1,000 physical qubits and 50 logical qubits, expected for delivery in 2025. Additionally, Microsoft has launched the Zero-Day Quest competition to enhance cloud and AI security. Pokemon Go players have unwittingly trained an AI to navigate the world, as Niantic utilizes Pokemon Go player data to construct an AI navigation system. In other news, the trailer for a Minecraft movie teases an adventure featuring Jack Black as Steve and Jason Momoa as Garrett, accompanied by a creeper Y zombie horde. Microsoft and UK's Merlin Entertainment have concluded a $110 million deal to develop Minecraft-inspired park rides.
Somewhere. Additionally, China-backed hackers have been reported to be exploiting SIGTRAN and GSM protocols to infiltrate telecom networks. Furthermore, it has been reported that a hacker gained access to sealed testimony obtained during a civil lawsuit involving Matt Gaetz, alleging that the congressman engaged in sexual activity with a woman when she was 17 years old.
Teaching LLMs to recognize when they need assistance to deliver more precise responses. As per a New York Times comment, robots struggle to match warehouse workers on really hard jobs. A study reveals that ChatGPT is not particularly helpful for doctors in diagnosing diseases.
U.S. lawmakers seek to halt weapons sales to UAE, citing Sudan. U.S. sends trainer aircraft to Vietnam in biggest arms deal since war. China blames U.S. support for Taiwan for failure of defense chiefs Dong Jun and Lloyd Austin to meet.
Meta has reportedly removed 2 million accounts associated with pig butchering scams. Meanwhile, Wired reports that officers of China's surveillance state is engaging in a side hustle by selling citizen data. Additionally, Russia line tag 110 is targeting Asia and Europe with Hat-Vibe and Cheresby. Sweden's Northvolt files for bankruptcy, posing a significant setback to Europe's aspirations in the electric vehicle EV industry. In a separate development, China has surpassed Germany, Japan, and is now ranked third globally in robot density, as per a recent report. Additionally, the European Union is contemplating the implementation of new criteria for China during the ongoing negotiations regarding EV tariffs.
Honda aims to double the driving range of EVs with solid-state batteries, as stated by its R&D chief. In contrast, Ford plans to reduce its European workforce by 4,000 due to economic challenges and declining EV sales. Notably, a robot achieved a world first by completing an entire marathon without the need for battery recharging.
Manufacturing sector. Meanwhile, the European Central Bank has cautioned about the potential formation of a bubble in AI stocks as cash reserves dwindle. Additionally, Reuters highlights that while Nvidia's AI chip demand continues to surge, concerns about slowing sales growth have investors on edge.
The Vatican and Microsoft unveiled an AI-generated digital twin of St. Peter's Basilica. Google DeepMind made AlphaFold 3 open source, revolutionizing drug discovery and molecular biology. SoftBank will be the first to receive Nvidia's Blackwell chips for constructing a supercomputer.
A Russian advanced persistent threat, apt, weaponized nearby Wi-Fi networks for covert access in the nearest neighbor attack. Meanwhile, a pro-trans rights hackers targeted Andrew Tate's website, The Real World. Microsoft also urged Donald Trump to intensify efforts against Russian and Chinese hacking activities. Chinese hackers preparing for conflict. U.S. cyber official says, as Chinese hackers preparing for conflict, U.S. cyber official says. Foursquare open source places with 100M plus global places of interest, as a new foundational dataset for the geospatial community. Google's AI-powered OSS Fuzz tool finds 26 vulnerabilities in open source projects.
Central Bank of Brazil to pilot CBDC trade finance solution with Chainlink, Microsoft, 7com and Banco Inter. Thrive Capital secures record $5 billion in biggest ever venture fundraising. The fintech for 45 of 50 top banks. Fintech giant Finastra investigates data breach after SFTP hack.
Putin says Ukraine war is going global, and UK Army chief announces we're ready to fight Putin in Eastern Europe. Ukraine's former commander-in-chief says Russia's allies' involvement signals global conflict. Russia supplied air defense missiles to North Korea in return for its troops, South Korea says. Hungary to deploy air defense near border with Ukraine as Kiev has been authorized to strike deep into Russia.
Tense emails reveal how Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Ilya Sutskever, and Greg Brockman negotiated the structure of OpenAI. New OpenAI emails expose a long history of mistrust. The Guardian comments that AI isn't about unleashing our imaginations, it's about outsourcing them for profit. A study suggests that AI models work faster when they communicate in their own language.
In the UK, telecom operator O2 introduces Daisy, an AI-powered granny designed to waste scammers' time. Additionally, AI-generated poetry has gained popularity, surpassing human-written poetry in terms of favorability. Furthermore, a live scam detection feature is being rolled out to the Pixel 6 phone app.
In Web Summit, chess grandmaster Hans Niemann will face global opponents who have been advised by artificial intelligence. Additionally, Anthropic teams up with the U.S. Energy Department to conduct red teaming exercises, aiming to prevent AI nuclear leaks. Furthermore, NVIDIA's Blackwell architecture significantly enhances the training performance of large language models in the MLPerf training version 4.1 benchmark.
In the U.S. Homeland Security Department unveils a framework for harnessing AI in critical infrastructure. Microsoft and NASA collaborate to develop an AI tool that democratizes access to satellite data. Getty Images introduces a suite of premium creative content for TikTok advertisers.
NVIDIA Jetson Thor computers for robots will launch in 2025. OpenAI says U.S. allies should partner on AI to take on China. OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic hit the critical knowledge cap for advanced AI training, as OpenAI, Google, and Anthropic are struggling to build more advanced AI.
Brave Search introduces AI chat for follow-up questions after initial query. SafeRent has settled a $2.3 million discrimination lawsuit, alleging AI screening bias against low-income renters. Apple is reportedly working on an LLM Siri for its 2026 launch.
AI companies are actively pursuing the acquisition of books published by MIT Press. According to Menlo Ventures, business spending on AI has experienced a remarkable surge of 500% this year, reaching a substantial figure of $13.80 billion. In response to this trend, the indie distribution platform itch.io has implemented a new requirement for asset creators to clearly disclose the utilization of generative AI in their work. ANI, the Indian news agency, has filed a lawsuit against OpenAI for copyright infringement. HarperCollins has struck a deal to license non-fiction books for AI use, offering authors a share of the revenue. Xi Jinping emphasized that AI should not be a privilege reserved for wealthy countries and individuals.
Amazon engaged in discussions with companies like Instacart, Uber, and Ticketmaster to seek assistance in developing its new AI-driven Alexa. Mistral AI made significant strides in the field of AI by challenging ChatGPT with substantial updates to LeChat and introducing novel AI models. As a result, Mistral AI unveiled a remarkable 124B multimodal AI model named Pixtra Large, which demonstrated superior performance compared to GPT-4o and Gemini 1.5 Pro. Perplexity introduced an AI-powered shopping assistant that can conduct research and make purchases on behalf of users.
The U.S. Department of Commerce has officially approved a funding allocation of $6.6 billion for the construction of TSMC's Fab 21 facility in Arizona. Meanwhile, NVIDIA's latest server design has encountered a significant obstacle, with AI chips overheating uncontrollably. Additionally, a groundbreaking AI paper introduces diffusion evolution, a novel approach to evolutionary computation that merges diffusion models and evolutionary algorithms. Notably, diffusion models are essentially evolutionary algorithms.
In the U.S., Gallup announces that majorities still support stricter gun laws and an assault weapons ban. On the other hand, Bhutan, after prioritizing happiness, is now facing an existential crisis. Apparently, Bhutanese youth are looking to Australia for a better life, and migration poses an existential threat, according to the Prime Minister. Additionally, Reuters reports that a survey finds that people tend to become happier with age. Ozempic's influence on the fashion industry, as expressed by Vogue's editor, raises concerns about the return of skinny models. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization reports that the global diabetes epidemic has reached alarming levels, with 800 million cases. Additionally, A new anti-smoking pill has been hailed as a game changer and will be made available on the National Health Service in the UK. Pakistan's Punjab declares a health emergency and imposes lockdown measures due to a surge in toxic smog and air pollution. Additionally, 22 pesticides have been linked to prostate cancer. Furthermore, a former WHO chief scientist announces that over 80% of Indians are exposed to climate-related health risks. Lastly, Brazil intends to adopt complete beef traceability by 2032 in response to pressure from China and the EU.
A recent study reveals that an alarming 81% of cancer cures touted in TikTok videos are nothing but false claims. Additionally, the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, has confirmed Brazil's status as a measles-free country, following a thorough re-verification process. Furthermore, a multi-drug-resistant strain of Klebsiella pneumoniae has been detected in the northeast region of Brazil, raising concerns about the emergence of drug-resistant bacteria.
Russia lawmakers pass bill banning child-free propaganda. China's first marriages grow for first time in a decade due to COVID backlog. Justin Welby to quit as Archbishop of Canterbury over handling of abuse scandal. 43 monkeys remain on the run from South Carolina lab. CEO thinks they're having an adventure. Number of dead seals along Caspian coast rises to 850. 100,000 Chinese students join 50 kilometers nighttime bike ride in search of good soup dumplings. Banning free plastic bags for groceries paradoxically led to customers purchasing more plastic bags, as revealed by a recent study. In a stark contrast, alcohol-related deaths in the United States experienced a significant increase, more than doubling from 1999 to 2020. Additionally, there are notable differences in financial success expectations among different age groups. Boomers believe that achieving financial success requires an annual income of $100,000, while Gen Z advocates for a more modest target of $600,000.
Deaths, according to the DEA. Bird flu in Canada has potentially mutated to become more transmissible to humans. Semaglutide, the weight loss drug discovered to shrink heart muscle in mice, has also been found to affect human cells.
In the U.S., Supreme Court rejects RFK Jr. Group's attempt to protect anti-COVID vaccine doctors from investigations. RFK Jr. said his organization funded viral COVID conspiracy film Plandemic. Studies claim, stress warps fear memories in multiple ways. AP comments as, fighting conspiracy theories with comedy? That's what The Onion hopes after its purchase of InfoWars.
Intuit and H&R Block shares experienced a decline following a report indicating that the Trump government's efficiency team is contemplating developing a tax filing application. Additionally, a report surfaced suggesting that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. informed a significant number of individuals that the government might have planned the COVID-19 pandemic. Furthermore, a recent report by the Institute for Justice revealed that while corporate America extols funding for employee abortion travel, it remains largely silent on the matter of child care benefits.
In the Netherlands, police discovered a garden gnome weighing 2 kilograms, entirely made of MDMA. On the other hand, a bug smuggler was apprehended with over 300 tarantulas strapped to their body, including dozens that were as large as a human hand. Additionally, scientists are training artificial intelligence to detect pain in goats.
85% discount has been proven to be the most effective way for shoppers to make their next purchase. Robbers steal diamond-encrusted snuff boxes during a raid on a Paris museum. Carmaker Jaguar unveils its design vision concept, bidding farewell to the rear window and embracing air conditioning vents.
After a fatal on-set shooting, production of the movie Rust resumed. On Wednesday, it premiered at a low-key film festival, 3 years after the shooting incident. A shoplifter injured by a police dog received a nearly $1 million settlement from the Northern California city. Last year, a catastrophic explosion of the SpaceX Starship tore a hole in the atmosphere, marking the first of its kind event, as revealed by Russian scientists.
AI-powered Minecraft runs without a game engine, rendering the game in real time at a continuous 20 frames per second. Descartes' AI simulates a playable version of Minecraft that is both real-time and accessible. Additionally, Former military officials have revealed that the United States has secretly recovered alien technology. Furthermore, the U.S. Navy's Virginia-class submarine was reportedly apprehended by a